Anthropic, Jason, the AI foundation model company backed by Google, Amazon, lots of investors, et cetera, has grown its annualized revenue, according to the information, from about $1 billion run rate at the end of 2024 to $1.4 billion. As I said earlier, 40% growth from $1 billion foundation in less than a quarter is insane. And, frankly, I think this kind of makes a point. I think their valuation now is somewhat reasonable. The question, of course, is can they keep this pace of growth up? But holy crap, that's a lot of revenue really fast.
If it's true, it seems like that would be really great revenue growth. I'm assuming this is not for the consumer product. This is for the API, and that they've seeded the consumer product race to ChatGPT and Gemini and Grok. Yeah.
Yeah. So OpenAI makes more of its money from ChatGPT subscriptions than its API. Anthropic's the other way around. But keep in mind, they also dropped Claude 3.7 and then also Claude Code. And they are inside of a lot of the breakout stuff. So everyone's talked about Manus. Well, that's some Claude technology built in there. We had the CEO of Replit on the show. That's Claude, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So people are really using what they built to make products. And that's why I think it's durable and not churn at risk.
The great news for startups is you can get these API credits from Google Cloud, which we've had a partnership with. And people are building their systems so that if, one service gets too expensive, they can move to another, or one is better, at images than voice, you can move it around. And so the big winner in this race is going to be startups. They're going to keep lowering the prices. They're going to keep increasing the value. And I have always believed that the application level is where the value is going to be. I think that these companies are in a race to the bottom. It's getting so cheap. When we had Raul from Superhuman on, he said they're writing their summaries for your emails ahead of time. Most people, like you do a Google search and it does that little real-time snippet from Gemini. So they're not wasting time building these results ahead of time. I don't believe they're doing that, like in caching them. But here you have, I think, it's getting so cheap that it's going to run on your M4. You're going to have a local version on your phone, ripping through stuff. Let's say you wanted an analysis of every MP3 on your phone, every audio file. It might just do that in the background and have it sitting there for you. Why wouldn't it do it? If it was going to do an analysis of your photos, normally it would wait till you query, hey, show me all the bulldogs. It might take the top 10 queries, top 20 queries and run them every day and then present you with the results in a proactive way, like a great employee a great team member might be proactive. So we're going to see some really interesting things happen here as this stuff plummets in cost. And it's still trading at 40 times revenue, 50 times?
About 40 right now, but given that their base case is about 2.2 billion in earned revenue this year, their more aggressive case is like 3.7. So to me, that multiple is going to come down precipitously. And I think they're building not just a technological moat, Jason. I think they're building a brand. Like I think the Claude family of models, people just trust and like because they're good and they have taste. And so I think that's really worth something.
It's an interesting thing with these, we were talking about this a little bit before the show, with these AI models and branding, because some of them, just like you guys have been saying, they're kind of more discreet. It's not like everybody's going to Claude.com and using it. Like a lot of good products that people like are being built on top of Claude, but Claude's kind of this discrete layer. So it's interesting how some of these AI companies like ChatGPT are already becoming brand names that are very familiar, household names. They're very visible, but others like Anthropic and Claude growing just as fast, if not faster, but kind of under the surface. Like everyday mainstream people might not have heard of Anthropic or Claude yet, even if they're using a tool that was built on top of it.